Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining, and I really hope that your week is off to a great start and that you're doing all right. I know I feel like I'm in week 3 at home with everybody, and I feel like we've adjusted pretty well, but next week my kids have spring break, and I have no idea what the hell I'm going to do with them with all that unstructured time. So, hey, if you've got some suggestions, drop them in the comments because what do I do with 13 and 14-year-olds? I don't know, but we will make it through, I'm sure. So today I wanted to take this opportunity to talk about myself a little bit. I recognize that some of you probably don't know me very well, and this group is for your benefit. And so I just wanted to tell you who I am as a life coach and why it is that I love working with moms and women specifically. So I have been an individual who has valued a life of service. I think it was ingrained in me when I was a child. My parents were very involved in the church. I grew up in a Pentecostal household, so going to church on Wednesdays, well, Sundays twice a day, morning and night, and then Wednesdays youth group, and then in between there were always Bible studies. I mean, that was just my life, and I didn't know anything else. And with that came all the structures and rules of being in a Pentecostal household. And there were, good times, bad times, all of that. I had some just amazing parents who struggled but did a lot for us, and I'm so grateful for them. And in all of that, what's important is that I wanted to be a missionary from the time I was 5. I mean, you can ask my mom, my dad. I mean, what do you want to be when you grow up? Projects were always, I want to be a missionary. And I loved the missionaries that would come in on Sunday night and they would talk about what I thought were like these great adventures. And I wanted to be that. I wanted to be that person. So really my life kind of unfolded in my teen years of being of service wherever I could. And I even went off to college with the purpose of learning how to be a missionary or studying how to be a missionary. And I went to a Pentecostal university. All of that, like, leading up to the moment where I met my husband and we got married, and then we kind of had to evaluate what does our life going forward mean for us. And I went through a really big transition. I mean, big meaning it took like 15, 20 years, where I realized that the religion that I was brought up in was not something that I wanted to carry forward in my life. I really valued spirituality, and there was just things that are super ingrained in me that I couldn't let go, but I really had to redefine for myself what it meant to walk and live a spiritual life. And I can tell you, without going into a ton of detail, because we really don't have time, that it looks vastly different than what it was when I was a kid. And there are some things that I look back on and think, I'd like to bring that back into my life, but I need to figure that out still. And so there's quite a bit that I'm still figuring out. But I say all that because there was quite a few years in my life where I left and I wasn't really tapped into my community in the way that I was as a kid. I wasn't providing, I just wasn't tapping into my community. I wasn't serving in the way that I always did as a kid, and I missed it, but I just didn't know how to get that back again. And I'm a teacher by trade, so in some form, in that form, I've always been giving and being a classroom teacher, and then moving into other parts of education. Like, I've always felt like I'm giving back in my community in that way, but not in a way that was like there was just a really deep connection with somebody. Up until a couple years ago, where I had an opportunity to further my coaching career because I was already coaching in schools and doing some leadership coaching. I was given an opportunity to go to school at Raleigh Coaching Academy to explore being a life coach. And at the time, I had no idea what that meant. I just knew that there was something pulling me to that and I needed to do it. And I did. And it was one of the most transformative experiences of my life. All of that to say that I found my purpose again, which was to serve through coaching. And it's been life-changing. Like, I mean, honestly, it's changed the way I see the world. Like, I really feel like I have found my spiritual walk again and what that means for me now as a 43-year-old woman. And I'm really proud of that. I'm really proud of that space that I'm in, and that it's continuous. It's not like I'm not stagnant. Like, I'm constantly learning new things. But that's the place that I'm in. Like, I found that coaching is a way for me to tap back into what I love so much about serving others. But then why am I connected to women or moms? And I think part of that is because I saw a fantastic example growing up of a mom who did everything she could for us. I mean, like 100% sacrificial. I mean, she gave up a singing career. She gave up going to college. I mean, she gave up so many things for the people around her. And I also know the toll that took on her. Seeing that, in addition to coming into my own as a mom and knowing that the struggles that we go through in the different stages of our lives, I think so much of that happens in isolation. And we get better at like reaching out in our communities, maybe our friends, but there are some limitations to that. And really that's where coaching comes in, is providing a space for you, a mom, to have 100% of that time devoted to you into the development that you're seeking for yourself. Life coaching is about where are you at right now and where do you want to be in the future. We don't spend a lot of time looking back because that takes us into like therapy or counseling, and that's not what coaching is. Coaching is really like goal focused. Like who are you? Who do you want to be? And what beliefs about yourself might need to change, or new awareness that needs to come up that is hidden underneath the surface. Like all of that. I mean, so coaching brings that out and allows you to improve on yourself. And I love that. I love that, and giving moms and women an opportunity to have that time and have that space to do it. And that's why I do what I do, because I love to serve and I love to connect with women and moms in our collective journey and our collective struggle, because honestly, it's really all the same. We just go through different stages at different times. But as a coach, and I get to talk to different clients and go through transformational changes with different people, it really is the same. And it's awesome to know that there's light at the end of the tunnel, and there's hope for us all. So that's a little bit of me. And if you want to hear more, if you want to get to know me more, I would love to tell you about me. Drop a question in the comments, and over the next couple of weeks, as I've got time, I will answer your questions and provide you with some information. Yeah, if you want information, if there's like a certain topic that you want me to talk on, by all means, like drop it in the comments, and I'll make sure that I create a topic for that. There are other areas that you can also tap into resources that I provide. My website, which is woodslifecoaching.com. I've got a blog and additional resources that are oftentimes connected or linked in the blog, and Instagram at Woods Life Coaching, and there's LinkedIn if you want to look at kind of my portfolio, if that interests you at all. That's about it right now. I am, life coach in the evening and full-time educator by day. So, like you, busy, but I love it, and I wouldn't change it for the world. I hope you all have a fantastic rest of the week, and hopefully you can join me if I can get live sometime this week. So I will talk to you soon. Bye, ladies.